Hey guys, welcome to the Max Invest YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be summarizing what happened in the final day of Chainlink Smartcon. Chainlink Smartcon extended from the 5th of August all the way up until the 7th of August, and in the previous videos, we've already summarized what happened on the first 2 days of Smartcon, so be sure to check those videos out if you haven't already. So let's jump into what actually happened in the first day of Smartcon, and if it's morning for you, GM. Also, if you enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel so you can see the preceding videos surrounding Smartcon, and remember nothing in this video is financial advice. So there were a bunch of bullish developments that actually happened in Smartcon. One of the biggest legal companies and legal data storage companies in the world is working with Chainlink. Bancor is announcing a range of new Chainlink services. There's more news surrounding Celsius, and there's some news surrounding Linkpolio. Now, the first big bit of news is that LexisNexis, the leading global provider of legal, regulatory, and business information and analytics, plans to launch a Chainlink Oracle node to bring legal data on-chain for smart contracts, a very bullish development. Now, LexisNexis gathers all of the legal data around the world from 50,000 US data providers. There is a significant amount of case law data, news data, and financial data that they store from these 50,000 data providers. Obviously, this is a ton of data that LexisNexis needs to handle, and all of this data is very important and fundamental to be found when bringing up legal cases, news, and financials, so it is very important. Now, LexisNexis is the subsidiary of a $58 billion data company in the UK, so it is actually a very large company itself, and they do have control over a lot of the world's data. So, essentially what LexisNexis will be doing is they'll be running an Oracle node on Chainlink and providing data to Chainlink, which means smart contract developers are able to use this wide array of data from LexisNexis. Of course, we do know that the future of smart contracts will definitely be replacing legal contracts, and I can see smart contracts actually being used in the court system, so to have LexisNexis's data helping this out is very important. There was a discussion between somebody on the Chainlink team and the CEO of LexisNexis, and the CEO of LexisNexis essentially said that smart contracts will create a more transparent and fair legal system. LexisNexis say they like to promote the rule of law, and they say that's accessibility, equality, transparency, and fairness, and they believe right now in the legal system there isn't that much transparency and there isn't that much accessibility, and they think smart contracts can actually help promote accessibility and transparency within the legal system. They believe that using smart contracts will actually enable individuals to have a fair contract, and this contract won't be meddled with by intermediaries when they're making legal contracts, and generally contracts cannot be very transparent, difficult to understand, and by bringing these contracts onto the blockchain, it should be a lot fairer for the individual. They also do believe that transparency on the blockchain is a large bonus. By putting all of their data from around the world on the blockchain, everyone will be able to see it. It will be completely securely and safely stored forever. And essentially this is going to help LexisNexis quite a bit and anyone who wants to use their data or smart contracts going into the future. Moreover, LexisNexis said that this is going to make it a lot easier to distribute this data all over the world, where some countries really struggle to access a lot of this data. Since there's 50,000 data providers to LexisNexis, it can be very difficult to sift through a lot of these contracts and legal data, so they do want to help out with this. Now, the LexisNexis CEO more broadly said that he wants all data to essentially be secured on the blockchain and secured by smart contracts. He said this will be great for transparency reasons, verification reasons, and security reasons of the data. So all of the data will be publicly verifiable, secure, and publicly transparent on the blockchain, and then smart contract developers from all around the world, when they're, say, creating legal contracts, can use and leverage this data. So the LexisNexis CEO really does see a bright future for this, and I'm even more bullish because this is a subsidiary of one of the biggest data companies in the entire world, so I do expect more announcements of this caliber to come out into the near future. Now, the next big bit of news that Chainlink announced in their Chainlink Smartcon is essentially Linkpolio are running a node as a service solution, and this will launch later this year. Essentially, Linkpolio is a third-party company and it's focused specifically on Chainlink. So this company was built around Chainlink and focusing on helping out what Chainlink is doing. Essentially, all they want to do is they want to make it really easy for users to become a node. If users want to become a Chainlink Oracle node, Linkpolio is there to help them out and provide a node as a service solution for these users to actually use Chainlink, which is definitely quite bullish news. The next big bit of news is that Bancor v3 will enable Link token holders to provide liquidity on Bancor and stake their Chainlink on Bancor. Now, of course, we know Chainlink staking is not yet announced, and that will probably be announced in the coming months. However, once Chainlink staking is enabled, Bancor will allow that on their network, and they will allow Link token holders to yield farm on their network, which is very good of Bancor, and it's essentially helping out Chainlink quite a lot. Now, if you don't know what Bancor is, essentially Bancor is a decentralized application where you can provide liquidity from pools and take liquidity from pools to do swaps and all of that kind of stuff. Chainlink is already used by Bancor right now. Essentially, because the value of assets change a lot in Bancor's pools, right now Bancor need to moderate those changes, and Chainlink essentially helps reweight those pools and reweight the value of the assets in certain pools when they move on Bancor. So Chainlink is actually an integral part of Bancor right now, and it's good to see that Bancor are offering a lot more support for Chainlink going into the future. The next big update was from Celsius Network. Celsius Network is a centralized finance platform that allows borrowing and lending. You may remember that on day one of Smartcon in my summary, I said Celsius Network are going to be using Chainlink's price feeds. The next big thing that Celsius Network are actually doing is they're going to be partnering with Chainlink to allow their users to generate yield from DeFi protocols. So, Celsius Network is essentially going all the way into the decentralized finance protocols, getting yield from those protocols and giving it back to their users, and they will be using Chainlink to do that, which is great to see, and it just shows Celsius Network are using Chainlink more and more, and they are very bullish on Chainlink going into the future. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is verifiable randomness function, and there was a bit of a presentation on verifiable randomness function in Smartcon. We already know what verifiable randomness function is, and this has actually already been out for quite a while right now, and it is something that currently exists. However, it just reiterated that blockchains aren't actually that good at selecting events randomly, and Chainlink have created a verifiable randomness function to assure that when individuals want an event to be randomly selected, this event will be randomly selected. So this is good for, say, if you're unboxing NFTs, or if you're playing video games and you're getting drops in those video games on the blockchain, you want those drops to be random and have totally random luck. This results in fair selection on the blockchain, and it can do a whole bunch of stuff. If you want to do lotteries on the blockchain, anything like that, you do need the verifiable randomness function, and it goes into a range of other use cases. So this is quite an important part of the blockchain, and Chainlink actually do this, so that is very good to see. This brings us to the end of our Chainlink Smartcon summary. So far, in the space of 4 videos, we've managed to summarize almost every bit of bullish information that came out of the Smartcon. Now, even over the course of 4 days, we probably haven't quite summarized everything, as Smartcon was around 30 hours in length. However, I do think I've basically covered all of the most bullish pieces of news that came out of Smartcon. Of course, if you haven't seen the initial videos, remember to look at them. I'll leave them in the description down below so you can check them out, and thanks for watching the video. As always, thanks for the comments on the video. It's good to have a discussion down in the comments about Chainlink, and I hope I've integrated enough memes in this video. Thanks for watching.